Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back with me, Ibu Lasmi. Today, you are in my class, teaching English to young learners. Anybody knows how to teach English to young learners? But I'm so curious, why did you take this subject? But it's okay. Now we go directly to how to teach English to young learners. Teaching English to young learners is a rapidly growing field around the world, and English education is increasingly found at the primary levels. However, starting earlier is not necessarily the solution for producing better English speakers. Therefore, what can EFL teachers of young learners do to take advantage of the flexibility of young minds and the malleability of young tongues to grow better speakers of English? Okay, we will discuss more to the next slide. Well, in this meeting, we talk about consideration why we have to teach English to young learners. So today, we'll talk about how young learners learn language. So we talk about the characteristic of them. Then we talk about the concept. It relates to young language learners and how we teach them. Then for further meeting, we talk about skills taught first entail. It relates to listening, speaking, reading, and writing. From those, which one comes first? Then we talk about teaching implication. In this part, you learn about the characteristic of a good teacher for young learners, media, kinds of activities, strategies, how to assess, and making a lesson plan of teaching English for young learners. Well, talking about young language learners, we talk about the children. In this part, children are at preschool or in the first couple of years of schooling, just like in the kindergarten or primary school or in the elementary school. Next, generally they have a holistic approach to language, which means that they understand meaningful messages but cannot analyze language yet. So they understand what is the word, but they haven't understood about the form of the word. Then, they have lower levels of awareness about themselves as language learner as well as about process of learning. Here, they didn't aware what they learn. They just say it, they just do it, right? Next, they have limited reading and writing skills even in their first language. Since they are in a young age, means that they haven't known yet about reading and writing. They only listen to the adult or the teachers around them. Next, generally, they are more concerned about themselves than others. They have limited knowledge about the world. That's why they are very curious about something. Always ask to the adults, right? Then, they enjoy fantasy, imagination, and movement. Okay. If you can see the children or your brother or sister, younger sister there, they always imagine to something about the superhero, right? And when they play around, they always go to one place to another front, yeah. So later, if you are becoming a teacher, please consider about this characteristic. Well, now we learn about the concept and characteristic of young learners. From Piaget in 1970, children are active learners and thinkers, means that children learn through making sense of the world. Here, the children learn to their environment, they experience related to their environment, so how the teachers here relate the lesson to their environment. Okay, then from Vygotsky here in 1962, children learn through social interaction. If it is social interaction, means that they relate to the adults. The adults here mediate the work for children through playing, stories, questions, ideas, and experiences. Later, if you are becoming a teacher, you have to make variety in your teaching and learning process. Since they like playing, they like stories, yeah, they like to give any ideas, sharing their experiences. The children like it. And then from Brunner in 1982, 83, sorry, children learn effectively through scaffolding by adults. So here, teachers have to get children interested in the task, have to simplify difficult tasks, breaking them into smaller steps, and also the teachers have to keep the children on the track and always reminding of the goal set. Next, the teacher have to assist the children's effort, demonstrating other ways of doing the task. So the role of teachers is very important for the children. If you give a good example, they will do a good deed. Okay? Next, what you have to consider the children as English as a foreign language learner, or the children are more enthusiastic than adults. The next, they want to please their teacher rather than their peers. As you know, that the children always trying to show up in front of the teachers, right? They try to show their skill, show their talent in front of the teacher by raising hand. Okay, me. They just said like that. Okay. Next, they will have a go at an activity even when they don't understand how or why. Yeah. Since they are enthusiastic, means they are so energetic to ask something. They are very curious of something. So the role of the teachers here, you have to be patient and also be more creative as fast as possible. Next, the children lose interest more quickly. Means here, you are as a teacher leader, you have to make variety in activities. So do not make the students get bored, especially children. Then they become less motivated when tasks are difficult, of course. They are very frustrated with the tasks that are very difficult. You have to make it simple. Therefore, they will learn more effectively then. They find it difficult to use language to talk about language. Yeah. Here you have to relate to their environment, relate to the realia, relate to what they have in their home, what they have surrounding them. Do it again. So here, this is the statement from the children, and this is a powerful tool. If the students find something amusing, they will want to do it over and over again. So the activities must be interesting, must be amusing to make the children or the students here wants to learn more and more. Okay, for further reading that you have to know are children learn second or foreign languages quickly and easily. Why I said so? Adolescents and adults perform better than young children under controlled conditions, except pronunciation. Young children do not have access to the memory techniques and other strategies that more experienced learners use in acquiring vocabulary and in learning grammatical rules. Children are more likely to be shy and embarrassed around peers that are adults. And the next, talking about the more time students spend in foreign language context, the quicker they learn the language. Here means the increased exposure to English does not necessarily speed the acquisition of English. Children with exposure to the home language and to English acquire English language skill equivalent to those acquired by children who have been in English-only program. And next, the younger the child, the more skilled in acquiring second language or foreign language. Oyama in Pinter 2006 found that the earlier a learner begins a second language, the more native like the accent he or she developed. An early start for foreign language learners makes a long sequence of instruction leading to potential communicative proficiency possible and enables children to view second language learning and related cultural insight as normal and integral. Beginning language instructions give children more exposure to the language. Next, children have acquired a second language or foreign language once they can speak it. For school-age children, proficiency in face-to-face communication doesn't impede proficiency in the more complex academic language needed to engage in many classroom activities. Children may have language problems in reading and writing that are not apparent if their oral abilities are used to gauge their English proficiency. And the last, all children learn second language or foreign language in the same way. Means that some children are outgoing, sociable, and learn the second language quickly. They do not worry about mistakes, but use limited resources to generate input from native speakers. Other children are so shy and quiet. They learn by listening and watching. They say little for fear of making a mistake. Children are likely to be more responsive to a teacher who affirms the values of the home culture. I think that's all for today's meeting. And for further reading, you can learn more about the theories from pages Vygotsky and Brenner. And next, concept in teaching English for young learners. Concept how to be an effective teacher for young language learners. Okay? Thank you very much for today. Happy learning and studying. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.